What's up, people, and welcome back to Ivan's Alignments. And today we got Juan. Juan, what is up, brother?
What's up, man?
Tell me, what brings you today to the doctor's office?
The best alignment guy, Ivan, came to get an alignment. Just did some coils, wheels, and tires yesterday in the sway bar, so just getting dialed in.
All right, tell me a little bit about your car. Year, make, and model before I show it to everyone.
It's a 2011 STI, pearl white, just how I wanted it. 50,000 miles, just stock car, just a copy stage 1 tune, and wheels, tires, coilovers, and sway bars.
Okay,
and a catback.
Okay.
That's it.
Beautiful car, by the way. I mean, I am going to lower it, have it up high, because I already decided to put the gauges on and compensate the car. Actually, I even set the rear toe on it. So I'm just going to show you guys the car. I'm going to show you where it's at. I'm going to show you what I did. People, this is one of my favorite cars. I love the STI wagon. Fun car to drive, makes great power, handles well, especially now on coilovers. And we're definitely gonna give it a little bit of more negative camber on the front. We're definitely gonna make this thing track straight. So let me show you guys. Everything's set up. This is the rear. He has no adjustment for the rear camber. However, from -2.3 to -1.7, it's not a huge difference, and it's gonna work out pretty good. As for the toe, I gotta move 0.05 more towards 0.08. The first thing you want to do is grab a 19mm wrench and a 22. It's real simple. I mean, if you had camber arms on the rear, you would have to move camber and toe pretty much at the same time until you get your numbers. So you want to loosen it up. 22 on the back. Again, people, these are thousandths of an inch. So any slight movement is gonna change it. You don't have to go too crazy on, oh, it's at 0.7, but I want it at 0.8. Because again, it's thousandths of an inch. I mean, you blow on one of these sensors and it's gonna move, trust me. As long as you're within that range, you're more than fine. That was literally like a 16th of an inch I moved that cam. And this is, and look, as you see, it's always compensating here and there. No big deal. We're within that range. Now, as for the front, we have pretty much close to 2 degrees on the back. So the front, I'm gonna give it 2.5. So due to the fact the car has coilovers, we're able to adjust the camber from the top hats. At the same time, most of these Subarus do bring an eccentric cam. So I'm gonna show you how I do it. So what I do, I loosen both 19mm bolts that connect the strut to the spindle, and usually, for the most part, the top bolt is a cam, and it's gonna have little lines on it. So what you want to do, once you loosen both of them, which you could do it with the car on the ground, you grab a 19mm wrench and just spin it. Not sure if you're gonna be able to see the little lines. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's about 6 lines. You want to get the third line, which is the center line, just looking straight this way. That means the cam is maxed out. Once you do that, do it to the other side, get the numbers as equal as possible. And then what you do, you go through your top hats and change the camber through there. At the same time, people, make sure that the wheel is not close to the strut. I mean, in this case, it's not gonna be, so just be careful with that. I mean, use a swivel and a 19mm. It's a lot easier that way. And let me see if I can show you guys. There we go. Hope you guys can see that. That's one of them loose. That's the second one loose. So as I said, we're at -1, we're at -2. So what I'm doing, I'm matching both eccentric cams from one side to the other. The 19 on it. Man, I'm not sure if you guys get, okay, there's that. And just spin it. So now I have -1.5 and -1. So from here on, I'm gonna tighten everything up down here. Then I'm gonna go to the top hat and I'm gonna move it to the desired camber I want. After you do that, then we set the toe. Open the hood, tighten up the struts already. Go on a bar graph, go into my system. Jack up selected axle. Obviously we're on the front axle. Boom. Alright, let me jack this thing up real quick. Another thing to remember, guys, once you jack it up, air out the jack, make sure it locks. So we're not gonna adjust with the wheels off, so we're just gonna hit ready. So what it does, it saves the measurement where it was. So I have this really small ratchet, right? I love this little ratchet. I think it's just one of the best tools I have. All right, so here it is, people. Here's your top hat. Now loosen it up. One, do me a favor. Let me get the small pry bar. All right, guys. So what I like to do, make sure you are not on that. Make sure you are on the nut, right? Once you're on the nut, you're gonna be able to move it with no problems. I finished adjusting this camber through the top strut, as I had said earlier. I'm gonna show you guys. So we got it at -2.5, -2.5. That's where I wanted to be. I pretty much set the toe on it, and as for the caster, it was definitely worse. Now, if you have this issue with the caster, what you could do is, on the lower control arm, there's 3 bolts. I'm gonna show you to them. 1, 2, 3. What I do first, I loosen this one and I just pry it. Depends where I want the caster. You're able to get a little slack out of it. A lot of these Subarus, for whatever reason, I've done plenty of them, they have that issue where one side has more caster than the other. However, it still is in specs. You're allowed to be anything from 5.8 to 7.3. So I'm right there. Again, from 6.2 to 6.9, it's very little. As for the toe, I'm gonna set the toe to about -0.03 on both sides. I did have to heat up the jam nut on the right front. Anyways, I'm gonna finish up setting the toe on it. All right, guys, the moment of truth, the test drive. Here we go. Let me ask you a question I ask everyone. Has anybody else driven your car?
Oh, one person. Apart from whoever I bought it from.
Yeah, right? Man, you see how it just hugs?
Yeah. It feels like my BRZ.
BRZ is handled very well. So we should have about how much power on this stock? What does it bring? With a stage 1.
Crank 305. The stage 1, I don't know, probably like 15 more horsepower if
Probably.
that.
I mean, it's still fun to
It's
drive.
stock downpipe, ain't nothing crazy. Holy shit. You're fucking crazy. Oh, it grips, bro.
Hell yeah.
It grips. I'm telling you, stock suspension, we probably would have flipped.
This thing works.
That's fun.
Well,
I love it.
I could definitely say it's straight, it's hooking, it's working.
That was awesome.
People, do not try this at home.
Yeah.
Look at this.
This thing is going straight,
I'm
bro.
still driving, no hands.
Wow.
I can eat a hot dog. Look, I'm still going.
It's
How
so
does
much.
this car feel to you?
Great, bro. You definitely did your job. I'm excited. I'm excited to drive for myself. And, bro, anybody who needs an alignment, this is your man. Ivan Alignments.
Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, subscribe. Any questions, I'm always on Instagram. Follow me at Ivan's Alignments or DM me, whatever you guys need. Anyways, again, thanks for tuning in.